This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, North Shore Community College, Leo Inc., Brotherhood Credit Union, and Daoulas Brothers Construction.
Good morning. Welcome to the beginning of summer and another episode of the LCTV News. Headlines this week are jam-packed with grant recipients from all across the city, mixed in with videos highlighting nonprofits and cultural celebrations. United Lynn Pride took center stage on the Lowdown, revealing their many upcoming events in recognition of Pride Month. Here's the news for Friday, May 24th, 2024. The City of Lynn has been awarded a $500,000 community-wide Brownfield assessment grant as part of more than $300 million in funding announced by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency on the 21st. Lynn is one of 178 communities receiving grants totaling $231 million, with an additional $68 million going to 31 existing Brownfield revolving loan fund grant programs. All grants are being awarded through the Biden-Harris Investing in America agenda, assisting local governments and organizations in cleaning up contaminated brownfield sites. The funding can be used anywhere in the city, but the focus will be on polluted properties along the waterfront and in the downtown area, according to the Planning Department, turning once vacated and contaminated properties into community assets. EDIC and the city are also in the process of using a $500,000 brownfield cleanup grant from 2023 to revamp the Wyatt's Laundry site in downtown. My Brother's Table celebrated the opening of their brand new dining room with a ribbon cutting last Friday the 17th. Now featuring both dine-in and takeout, the staff are looking to expand their services to meet the growing demand for meals, as they served 1 million meals per year for the last 3.
On behalf of the City of Lynn, it is my honor to congratulate My Brother's Table on this amazing new space. Congratulations.
My Brother's Table cut the ribbon on their brand new dining room this past Friday, including a speech by Executive Director Diana Kuzia Hills, where she reflected upon the importance of providing a dining experience for all guests and everything that COVID-19 taught them about the growing need for meals in the city.
And I think about, a couple things. We both uncovered a deep generosity in this community, but we also uncovered a deep need. People who maybe wouldn't have come in and dined in the dining room, but they found takeout. They could just zoom in, grab some food, bring it home to their family. That model seems to work for people. So now we have our new facility with both takeout and dine-in, and the dine-in is really, really, really important. I think, we have some founders here, and we have people who were involved in the early days of the table, and how we always talk about how important it is to not only nourish a person's body with nutrition and food, but also to nourish their humanity by conversation, and how important it is that there is a place, at least one place, where people know they can walk through that door and they are wanted, they are welcome, no matter what their circumstances, no matter what their station in life, they can come here and we are happy to see them. They are our guests.
Because our residents deserve it, because they're here, they're our neighbors, and above all, they're human, and we share that with everyone here, and we thank you for all that you do. Congratulations.
For LCTV News, I'm Dani Vittori. The Sumner Tunnel, originally scheduled to be closed for 2 months, will now only be fully closed for 1 month, from July 5th through August 5th. The Massachusetts Department of Transportation announced the schedule adjustment on May 17th, along with statements of support by the state delegation. Weekend closures began on May 18th and will continue until July 5th, resuming again through the fall with the exception of holiday weekends. During the month-long closure, Mass DOT encourages residents to use public transportation whenever possible. To this end, discounted and free options will be provided for commuters, including free rides on the Blue Line, reduced fares for the Lynn Ferry and Newburyport-Rockport Line commuter rail, as well as discounted parking at select MBTA lots. The first in a two-part celebration was held on the 17th, when the Haitian flag was raised above City Hall, in recognition of all they have contributed to Lynn as a whole.
Friday, May 17th, marked the annual celebration of Haitian Flag Raising Day. Run by the North Shore Haitian American Association as well as the Senior Action Center, the event takes place every year at City Hall, first with speeches and singing in the foyer, followed by the flag raising itself, which took place outside on a beautiful sunny day. Both city officials and members of the Haitian community gathered to pay their respects, and some spoke one by one about what this day means to them as well as to the City of Lynn.
I was blessed to grow up in the City of Lynn, a very diverse community, and from my first day of kindergarten all through high school, all through life, every classroom, every sports field, every community event had such a strong presence from the Haitian community.
We treasure the diversity we have in the City of Lynn, and the Haitian community is a critical part of it. We're honored to be able to take this moment to celebrate the Haitian culture and the traditions that you all are sharing with us, as well as the heritage that you bring and you share that has become part of the city's culture.
This is only part one of the celebration, as there will be a Haitian festival and fair Saturday, May 18th as well. For LCTV News, I'm Josh Englander.
As mentioned by my coworker, a Haitian festival was held at Rainbow ADHC and Lynn Common on the 18th. There was a mix of traditional dancing, performances, and speeches by several local officials. In front of a packed house, the long tradition of the Haitian community in Lynn was celebrated, taking center stage for the weekend. Gala hosted the opening reception for their new exhibit Pink this past Saturday the 18th. Doubling as a reception and fundraiser for the nonprofit, guests came dressed the part, making the whole gallery shine with color, for an evening of music, art, and excitement.
Tonight is the opening night of our spring show called Pink. Every year, Gala does a show that is based on a color. This year, my co-curator, Sheila Golden, picked the color pink because that's her favorite color. With Gala being a 100% volunteer-driven organization, we had an amazing team help put together an interactive installation, well, 3 interactive installations in our community gallery. In our main gallery, we have 73 pieces available for sale.
Soy Carlos Suero, terrero de Dominican República. Estoy por primera vez exponiendo en Lynn Art.
This is one of his first pieces that he was able to present here in Lynn Arts.
Me he inspirado prácticamente en las mariposas. Siempre he tenido una trayectoria de mariposas en todas mis obras.
Carlos has always used butterflies for his artwork. As you can see here, he has displayed butterflies within.
Es un cuadro, como ustedes pueden ver, inspirado prácticamente en el amor.
And this work, along with many others, are inspired by love. The butterflies are a representation of love.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Vicente Dísela. La inspiración de mi cuadro se trata de la felicidad, el nacimiento de la vida y de la paz y de la armonía en el trabajo que da el progreso, principalmente por el color rosado, que es el título de todo lo que se está dando en este momento.
He has entered this piece into the exhibit tonight because this piece for him is an exhibition of love. It is the birth, prosperity within our civilization.
I just hope that everybody starts their collection tonight by helping us put a red dot under each piece on the walls.
Pathways, an adult education program who has served over 400 adults in their 45 years, is one of 150 nonprofits sharing in the $30 million awarded through the Cummings Foundation annual grants program. Pathways will receive $500,000 over a 10-year period. According to management, this money will be used to broaden the kinds of training programs they offer while working with more local employers to expand the classes taught, all with the goal of increasing workplace skills and setting participants on the path to living wage employment. Grant recipients were selected by a panel of 100 community volunteers and are spread across 49 cities and towns in the Commonwealth. First, they identified 150 organizations to receive $300,000 over 3 years. Of the organizations who had previously received funding, 25 had their grants elevated to 10-year commitments, ranging from $300,000 to $1 million. It was DPW Appreciation Week, and several events were held to mark all the work they do for the city. LCTV attended the cookout celebration at DPW headquarters, giving workers a chance to socialize and relax from their busy schedules.
On Tuesday, May 21st, the Department of Public Works hosted a cookout to celebrate National Public Works Week, seen as a way to educate the public on the importance of public works in their cities, and for this department specifically, the City of Lynn. I spoke to DPW Commissioner Andrew Hall about the event and what the DPW means to Lynn.
We're celebrating Public Works Week, where we show our appreciation for the guys who do provide public works services to the City of Lynn.
How did this all come together?
It's a national thing, and through our Parks Commissioner, Lisa Nerick, she organizes a lot of this stuff. Summer's coming, we get the first warm day of the year, just by luck, celebrate the summer season.
Talk about the importance of DPW to the City of Lynn.
Well, we do a lot of essential services here. We pick up trash, we fix potholes, we sweep the streets, empty litter in the park's trash barrels, clear snow when it's snowing, those sorts of things.
Anyone you'd like to shout out for helping to put the cookout all together for you guys this year?
Lisa Nerick, for certain. Without Lisa, this wouldn't have happened.
For LCTV News, I'm Josh Englander.
Girls Inc. of Boston and Lynn announced they are the recipients of a 3-year, $50,000 grant from the Women's Foundation of Boston. This money will be used to support their Project Accelerator program, which invests in women and girls for long-term economic returns across generations. Project Accelerator was started through a partnership with Equity Can't Wait to address inequity in the workforce, specifically the lack of women of color in positions of power. Through this project, girls learn how to secure partnerships with corporations and community organizations to better prepare them to take on positions of power in the workforce. In an effort to expand community engagement, any Lynn resident who fills out the opioid settlement survey in person will be entered into a raffle to win a $50 Market Basket gift card. Anyone wishing to participate should visit the Health Resource Room, City Hall, Room 103, to express their opinion on how the funds should be spent. Only one entry is allowed per person, and surveys must be completed in person. High Rock Tower continued their tradition of opening up the dome for the public during their Starry Nights program, allowing spectators the chance to see what lies in the heavens above, including planets and constellations. Shining as a very recognizable landmark of Lynn, High Rock Tower was opened to the public on May 22nd in another installation of Starry Nights. Members of the community traversed the 170-foot tower, which not only provides unobstructed views of Lynn, but the surrounding areas of Swampscott, Nahant, and Boston. The crowning jewel, however, is the telescope, located in the observatory. Through its lens, it is possible to see the moon, planets such as Jupiter and Saturn, as well as several star clusters. According to volunteer astronomer Dr. Josh Judkins, in this session specifically, they began with the moon, but looked for Perseus double cluster, Mizar double star, and the Hercules double cluster as it became darker. A secondary telescope was also set up on the grass surrounding the tower for overflow and those who cannot or did not wish to climb to the top. From there, several kids and families marveled at the level of detail being observed, including the moon's craters. This event is one in a series of spring sessions being offered, with the fourth and final one scheduled for June 12th from 8 to 10 p.m. For LCTV News, I'm Dani Vittori. At the line, the sports update. Tech softball was all smiles on the 17th, routing Cristo Rey 18-4 on the road. Zoe Wilson cleared the way, going 4 for 5 at the plate, registering 5 RBIs and 2 runs scored. While Classical put up a fight but suffered a 2-0 shutout against Reading. They secured their spot in the state tournament, besting Revere 8-1. Christian Figueroa did a little bit of everything, recording 2 hits at the plate while also striking out 9 on the mound. Alfred Ventura made an additional contribution with 2 hits, 2 runs, and an RBI. On the opposite end, their softball team fell to the Patriots 9-6, dropping to 9-8 on the year, despite a 7-inning, 8-strikeout performance by Rams pitcher Rachel Dana. In a classic pitcher's duel, which saw a combined 13 strikeouts and 6 hits between the two teams, St. John's Prep came out on top of St. Mary's 2-0 over the weekend. The only distinction between the teams, Prep cashed in on their hits. Both runs, one in the first and another in the 7th, came off only 1 hit each. The Spartans only registered 1 hit the entire game, a single in the 5th. St. Mary's faltered again on offense, losing 1-0 to Hamilton Wenham, dropping to 14-4. 9 straight wins is where Spartan softball saw their streak end, falling 17-4 at the hands of the Gloucester Fishermen. They were back in the win column on senior day 4-1 over Malden Catholic. 4 seniors capitalized with hits, including Gabby Marchell with 2 and a run scored. A 15-0 loss to the Medford Mustangs ended English softball's chances of qualifying for the state tournament. The Bulldogs had to win out for a spot, but were unable to do so. But Bulldogs baseball pulled off a 5-4 win over Medford. Locked in a 4-4 tie in the final frame, English loaded the bases. The Bulldogs then walked to bring home the winning run. 3 Bulldogs recorded RBIs to support a 5-inning, 4-hit outing by Elijah Wallace. Unfortunately, the magic would end there, as they dropped the next 2, 12-5 to Marblehead and 6-1 to Revere. Both Lynn Tech and Classical were shut out in volleyball. The Tigers 3-0 to Essex Tech, while the Rams faltered against Revere 3-0. Tech bounced back, beating city rival Kip 3-1 to clinch their place in the state tournament. 3 Tigers recorded multi-ace games. In girls lacrosse, the Spartans quadrupled up on Mystic Valley 16-4, clinching their spot in the state tournament. Turning to the Catholic Central Championships, St. Mary's boys placed 3rd overall with 122 points, while the girls grabbed 50 for 6th place. 3 individuals and the 4x100 relay team earned first place finishes for the boys. Kelsey Quatek placed highest for the girls, 2nd in the high jump. As for Classical and English, they were well represented at the Greater Boston League Championship track meet. For the boys, the Rams edged out the Bulldogs, finishing with 11 points compared to 10. It was the opposite for the girls, as Classical finished 8th, while English grabbed 3rd with an impressive 75 points. On the diamond, the Red Sox got a boost of offensive power, sweeping the Rays at the Trop for the first time in 5 years. Boston shut out the Rays 5-0 on the 20th, winning again 5-2 and 8-5. For the shutout, Tanner Houck recorded the win, going 7 innings while only allowing 2 hits. Rafi Devers homered in a Red Sox record 6th straight game, getting 3 of the Sox runs himself. Not to be confused with Ceddanne Rafaela, who also went bridge in the contest. The second game was closer, locked in a 2-2 tie in the 8th. The Sox scored twice. First, Wilyer Abreu singled, then Jarren Duran stole home on a throw to second. In the final game, Abreu homered, while Connor Wong added on 2 RBIs of his own. For the second year in a row, the Florida Panthers have eliminated the Bruins. The Panthers scored with 1.5 minutes remaining in Game 6 to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. For the 3rd straight year, Jason Tatum has been named the All-NBA First Team. In recognition of their contributions, Drew Holiday and Derek Wright were named to the 2023-24 Kia NBA All-Defensive Second Team. Boston won both home games to go up 2-0 in their series with the Indiana Pacers. The first game did not disappoint, ending in a 133-128 overtime victory for Boston. Tatum and Holiday stepped up in a big way, recording 36 and 28 points each, not to mention Tatum's 12 rebounds. In a game of runs, the Celtics went on a 12-2 run to begin the game, but it was tied 64-64 by halftime. Boston opened the half with a 13-0 streak, but the Pacers followed this with a 9-0 run of their own. Down 114-117 with 8 seconds remaining in regulation, Jaylen Brown came up big, forcing a Pacers turnover before draining a contested corner 3 off the inbound. Game 2 has not gone well for the Celtics so far in the playoffs, but they ended that streak, winning again 126-110. Brown registered 40 points in the game, Al Horford grabbed 10 rebounds, and Holiday did a bit of everything, with 15 points and 10 assists. The Boston defense also prevented the Pacers from scoring for 4 straight minutes in the 3rd period. Add on 16 Indiana turnovers and 53% Celtics shooting from the field, and the rest is history. Pride Month is right around the corner, and United Lynn Pride has an itinerary of events for residents to attend. Bringing back classics such as the flag raising, as well as newer adventures like the sunset paddle, there's something for everyone. Their executive director joined us on the Lowdown to shed light on the importance of recognizing and celebrating the LGBTQ+ community this month and every month. Good morning and welcome back to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we welcome back the President and Executive Director of United Lynn Pride. Thanks for joining us on the show today, Christian.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here again to talk about Pride.
Yes, I love this. I love Pride Month. It's my month. And you have a lot of events going on, so I guess we'll just jump right into it. Where do you want to start?
So I guess I'll start with, we can just go in chronological order. But the first event is going to be June 1st. It's a Saturday, and we're going to kick off Pride Month with our Youth Pride event. That'll be at Frederick Douglass Memorial Park, as it has been in previous years. The only change up with this is that we always used to have that event like in our main week, but this year, trying to reach the kids before they go away for summer vacation, wherever they're flying away to, or camping, or anything like that, and see if it helps out with attendance and things like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that'll be Saturday, June 1st, Frederick Douglass Memorial Park. The Lynn Museum will also be open. We'll have food, we'll have resource tables, we'll have performances from youth as well. Cultura Latina Dance Academy will be having a performance. ITM in the Making will be having a performance, as well as a youth band will be there. And that'll be kicking us off. And then the next one, which I'll speak to a little bit, but there will also, I think I mentioned to you earlier that, the rest of the project team will be here tomorrow for another segment. But on June 5th, Wednesday, June 5th, we will be having the opening of our museum exhibit, Through a Rainbow Lens, a reflection of Lynn's LGBTQ+ history. So we received back in October a grant of $20,000 from Mass Humanities to carry out this project, really just exploring and highlighting Lynn's LGBTQ plus voices in history. A lot of people don't realize that there was a really salient community here in the city, like that was bumping for like, the 70s, for like the 90s. A lot of different LGBTQ plus nightlife venues. And we're also capturing some more voices contemporarily. And yeah, so I'll leave it there. I'll let it be a little bit of a tease. And more people can there'll be another segment tomorrow. But that'll be Wednesday, June 5th. The exhibit will open at 5 p.m. and there will be also a panel discussion with one of the professors we've been working with, Patricia Gazemba, as well as Andrew Darian and myself. And we'll talk more about the project then, the history, the interviews we did today or like in this time, and sort of looking forward in the future.
Yeah, which is cool because think about it, even I don't really know the history super well, so that'll be fascinating to hear about, to learn about that community back in that time, and now, of course.
Oh yeah, and people will learn about all these figures, and they'll be like, whoa, this person was from Lynn. Yeah. So it'll be exciting, but I'll leave it there for now. And then we're gonna have our main week of events. Each year we try to have like a main week where we have like events back to back to back. And that'll begin the week of June 23rd, the 22nd. And it's gonna start on the Monday. The Monday we'll have a tower lighting. Previously we were doing the bridge lighting downtown, but I guess those lights are like broken right now. So we're gonna be moving to High Rock Tower. They also have a light installation there. And we're gonna light up the night. It's gonna start at 8 p.m. There'll be bands there. And that'll be our kickoff event. Cool. Monday at High Rock Tower. Then the following, Tuesday we will have the flag raising. Annual tradition since I believe 2016 or so. We were just doing the history project, so I know we had the exact date. But I believe around 2016 was the first Pride flag raising here in Lynn. So it's a tradition that's been going on for a while now. And that'll be at Lynn City Hall, 5:30 to 6:30. There will be some preamble. At 4:30 we'll have resource tables and things like that for people to come mix and mingle. But the main events, the performances, we'll have a drag queen, we'll have the Hazel Jinx Collective. And it's a local queen as well. Her name's Charisma. Some people out there, you might know Charisma. Charisma will be there at the flag raising. And following that, we'll have a community meal down at St. Stephen's, just a short 5-minute walk down the street. It'll be potluck style. I'll cook something. Last year I made empanadas. This year I don't know if I'll be so ambitious. This year I might just make rice, but my rice is also very delicious. So if you come, look forward to that. Now I feel like I've committed to it, so now I have to make rice.
You said it. It's recorded. It's on camera.
Right. So that's the Monday and the Tuesday. The Wednesday we'll be having our Pride Paint Night with Sunil, local artists. Another event that's been going on the past few years now. There will be a cost to that one. A majority of our events are free. The paint night will have a cost. It's $15. But if you really want to come, reach out via the contact info that'll be out here, and maybe ULP will be able to sponsor it. It's not a big deal. The Thursday will be the Zumbathon at the YMCA with Chris Tognazzi, who does the Zumbathon event over there. And I believe that's a majority of the events. My mind might be slipping me, so please, the best way to stay up to date is to visit the website as well as follow us on social media. And it's important for that also because, there are a couple of events that are up on the website right now but don't have confirmed dates.
Right.
We will be having our LGBTQ plus artist showcase again. We've been doing that for a couple of years now, also at the Lynn Museum, up on the second floor in their small gallery. But the call for art is not out yet, but it'll be posted on social media. It'll be up on the website as soon as available. And also our Rainbows on the River event, this will be the second year we do that. That's a collaboration between United Lynn Pride and then Kayak and Sail Lynn, another great organization in the city. That one, the date is just not up on the website yet because it's a little bit more weather determined. We don't want to have people out there in the rain or it's too windy and somebody gets knocked over, but it'll be a great time. There'll be a sunset, but dates pending on that.
And I have to say, with the events, there's such a wide range of activities, but also such a wide age range too. So why is it so important to try to include as many people in the community as possible?
Yeah, I mean, we have the Youth Pride event, and then we have City Hall, the flag raising, which I think is open to the entire community.
Yeah.
And we are actually thinking, even in terms of the history project, that's also to sort of honor the legacy of people who have been in the community and who have been doing things for the community for a long time. I think it's really important just to not become, one, to acknowledge who's been doing the work, who's still in the community, to have all those different range of events present during that week, but also in regards to that project. I mean, just in general, celebrating Pride, I think, is important because, I don't think we can become complacent. No. We live in very uncertain times. So, people might be might be sleeping a little bit, be like, oh, well, it's fine, we're cool, we're in Massachusetts, we're very pro LGBTQ+. But you never know. So, I mean, I think it's important to remember the issues, and we still have a lot of ongoing issues within the community itself. I think there are some people who see the passing of gay marriage as we did it, it's complete. But there are still so many issues contemporarily. Yeah. Trans rights issues, LGBTQ+ homelessness, STI and sexual health awareness, even community marginalization within the community with, communities of color. So there are still many issues that are happening today that, the community still needs to work towards. And ultimately, the struggle is linked. LGBTQ+ issues are not just LGBTQ+ issues.
Right. No.
And vice versa with other marginalized communities,
Exactly.
The Black community, the Latino community, ageism, etc. They're all interlinked. To your point also, though, about as I'm saying that, I want folks to also feel welcome, even if you're not part of the LGBTQ community. Please come out and show support. If you've got a relative, if you've got a friend, if you just like hanging out with us, come out to the events. There'll be a good time. They're not. You don't have to be gay or lesbian or trans or any of that to come. No. Just come and have a good time.
And like you said, it's a mix of Pride Month is a celebration, but it also brings awareness to issues that still very much exist in the community, and it's important to include everyone in that, not just people within the community, but making everyone aware of it. Is that right?
100%, yes. And I'll even take that as an opportunity. This is not a Juneteenth segment, but Juneteenth will also be happening in that month. I was very intentional and collaborating with Nicole, who leads that organization, to make sure we're going to be not sponsoring one another, but supporting one another. Yeah. As well as just reaching out to a lot of community organizations in general to have their resource tables there. United Lynn Pride, I don't want folks to think they see it and oh, well, that's just the LGBTQ org in the city. Yes, it is an LGBTQ+ org, but it's also very much a Lynn org. Yeah. I try to reach out to everybody, let them know hey, come by. I even had an individual reach out to me asking if our organization would sponsor an event that their organization's doing, and I probably will commit to that. But yeah, it's very community-based. I'm a lifelong Lynner. I've been in Lynn and also been LGBTQ my whole life, so that's very important to the work.
Oh, it's definitely a very inclusive organization, a very open organization, which is such a huge piece of it. And it went by wicked fast, but I will have to wrap up in a moment. But is there anything else that you hadn't mentioned that I didn't touch on?
I don't think so. I mean, just check out the website, follow the social medias, come, support us, have a good time, meet me. We'll have stickers available. These t-shirts will be available, limited supply, so, come to the first event if you want to get one. And no, I'm so happy, and thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming on, and anytime. We always like having your organization on here. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. Now we toss it to the community calendar. Join the City of Lynn to honor all those who sacrificed for our country. On Memorial Day, May 27th at 1:30 p.m., the Lynn Veterans Council will lead a procession from Manning Field to the Pine Grove Cemetery Sunken Garden. Veterans, community, and youth groups are welcome to participate. The Lynn Memorial Day ceremony will immediately follow the procession at 2 p.m. Lynn Police and Fire are ringing in the new month with the Family Fun Day and 5K on June 1st at Lynn Woods, the second in a series of 4 races as part of the Shoe City Series, which began with the Hibernian 5K in March and will conclude with the Turkey Trot in November. Beginning at 9 a.m., anyone wishing to participate in the race can register for the chance to win a trophy against the scenic backdrop of Lynn Woods. There will also be a kids race at no additional charge. Following the races, there will be free games, bouncy houses, food, and raffles. An exhibit, Through a Rainbow Lens, a reflection on Lynn's LGBTQ+ history, will be unveiled on June 5th at the Lynn Museum to kick off Pride Month. United Lynn Pride created the exhibit in collaboration with Salem State University, the Lynn Museum, and the History Project. Made possible through a $20,000 grant from the Expand Mass Stories initiative, the exhibit will feature 24 filmed interviews, 500 photos, flyers and posters, and dozens of newspaper articles chronicling 100 years of Lynn's LGBTQ+ history. Visit the exhibit running through October 31st to learn more about this vast history. With that, you have reached the end of this edition of the LCTV News. As usual, go to our website, lyntv.org, for this, as well as other videos produced by our staff and members. And if you have pictures from events, send them to us, and they could be featured on the news. Follow us on social media at Lynn Community Television to stay up to date on all the latest press releases and happenings around the city. Plus, go to Lynn Community Television on YouTube for our extensive video library spanning several years. I'm Dani Vittori, this is LCTV News, and we will see you next week.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, North Shore Community College, Leo Inc., Brotherhood Credit Union, and Daoulas Brothers Construction.